welcome to MegoMakes podcast. My name is Megan Young. I'm also known as MegoMakes on Ravelry or Mego_makes on Instagram. I am very happy that you have decided to tune in and spend some time with me today. So happy I'm spitting all over myself. If you've never tuned into this podcast before, welcome. Very glad you're here. If you are a returning viewer, means that you've watched my one other podcast. Yay! Thanks for coming back. This is a podcast all about my favorite things, specifically homeschooling my kids, knitting, crocheting, yummy food, pretty much just whatever I'm passionate about that week. I mean, I'm always passionate about those things, but there are other things that I'll throw in here and there. So, if you don't know me, you can go back and watch the first podcast. But I am Megan Young. I live in the central Midwest. Is that what we call it? I live in Springfield, Missouri, so right in the middle of the United States. I am a homeschooling mom of 4, almost 5 kids, and my life revolves around them. And that's fine. I have lots of other fun things that I do to keep myself happy. And if mama's happy, then everybody's happy, right? So I hope that you are able to hear me today. I'm trying out a new system. I'm breaking out my husband's fancy camera and microphone. I don't know if you know much about audio, but he's got this extra microphone that attaches to the top of his camera, and there's a cover for it. And some people refer to it as a windsock, but he told me it's called a dead cat. I hope that's the truth and that I'm just not gullible. I'm usually not gullible, but so there's this really fuzzy Muppet looking thing that I keep staring at. So if I'm looking funny, it's because this thing is looking funny at me. But anyway, I'm going to try my hand at editing video and everything and trying to be fancy. My neighbor is mowing the yard outside, so I guess if this microphone is really good, then you'll be able to hear the neighbor mowing outside. I'm already working up a sweat and it just started. The drink of the day, Starbucks caramel brulee latte, frozen, because it's December, but it's a nice December day outside. Like, I'm breaking out of sweat when we were outside. So, had to get a little caffeine pick-me-up because I was ready for a nap. And my husband is always ready for a Starbucks. So, here we go. So, let's get started. Because according to the SD card in the camera, I don't have a lot of video recording time. So, yay for you guys! You're not going to have an hour of listening to me. Maybe only a half an hour today. So, I've got my notes here to follow because there are a lot of amazing things that has happened this week that I need to share with you guys. Seriously amazing. We just got finished with the work Christmas party for my husband. He works at a local church here in Springfield. He's the audio engineer. So if you don't know what that is, it's the guys that run the sound and the lighting and all of that stuff. He takes care of all that stuff and makes it so people can really enjoy the show. Not that it's a show, but you know what I mean. So he works really hard at that, and he loves that, and he's passionate at that, and it's great because I get to benefit from that a lot. But yeah, I just got to have some really yummy barbecue from a local barbecue place. They catered in, and got to watch a whole bunch of people fight over a present game where the prize was an extra vacation day. So that was lots of fun. And now we came home, and the kids ate lunch and are down for a nap, hopefully. So, yay! Today is a special treat because my kids will be featured in this podcast. I have some awesome video to share with you guys, so you will get to meet, or at least see, some of my wonderful family. So, yesterday we also had a fantastic time at our homeschool co-op. If you don't know what that is, it is, there's lots of different setups for it, but basically it's one day a week where we go and we spend a few hours with other homeschool families. The kids have classes that they go to. The moms get a chance to hang out and talk with other moms, but we also work in teaching other classes or assistant teaching other classes. So it's a really great way for socialization for the kids, for socialization for the moms, because if you have spent any time at home with your kid, whether you're a homeschooling mom or dad or just, you know, had a sick kid at home, it can get very lonely. So it's really great for that. But also, just as right now my kids are young, but as they get older and there's other subjects that they want to study that maybe I'm not as familiar with, they will be able to do that. And so it's really just great. But it was the last class, last day of the semester, so we had like a Christmas party, and the students still had class, so I got to teach my final knitting class, which that was the knitting class as a whole was, I have fuzz on my nose, sorry guys. Okay, the knitting class as a whole was a new experience for me. It was my first time teaching a knitting class to students. I had students ranging from 7th to 12th grade. I've taught knitting classes before, but they've mostly been, you know, adults who've come and, you know, you sit down for an hour or so and there you go. But this was a semester-long class. Was so much fun for me. I really loved doing that. If any of my students are tuning in right now, or my assistant teacher, Kate, is there, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really did have a lot of fun, and I hope that I'm able to offer it next year and you guys will come back and do it. But it was so great, and I loved to see how diligent everybody worked and stuck with it even when there was a struggle, and they were willing to push through. And I just hope that it's something that they'll continue to do, because the more you do it, the better you get. And I've got the hiccups now from this Starbucks, so excuse me while I take another drink. Anyway, oh, got a caramel chunk there. So yeah, then after that, we came home. We waited for Daddy to get home. He had to work an event last night, and we did something fantastic. I've been looking forward to this, and I was sure to record it for you guys, but we planted candy canes. This is something that I saw on Facebook, and I thought, oh, this is fantastic. I have to do it for my kids. We used a bowl of sugar and Tic Tacs as the seeds, and we put it in the bowl of sugar, and I covered it over the night, and then in the morning there were candy canes. So I am going to show you what happened last night as we did that, and then this morning when the kids were revealed the candy canes and hung them on the tree. So I hope you guys love this part. It's so much fun. Okay. So girls, we are going to grow candy canes. When you taste a candy cane, what does a candy cane taste like? Is it sweet or salty?
Sweet.
And what makes things sweet?
Sugar.
Sugar. So what do we grow candy canes in?
Sugar.
And these, what are these?
Candy.
Tic Tacs. And they turn into candy canes. So what you're gonna do, we have our bowl of sugar here, and we had to break up the sugar clumps, right? So it would grow in the sugar. Okay. So you're gonna take your Tic Tac, and you're going to put it in there, and then poke it down with your finger, all the way down to the bottom. Poke them down, not right on top of one another. You gotta give them a little bit of space. Just like we're planting a seed in the garden. Don't lick the sugar off your finger. Poke it down. Get another one. Poke them down. We're going to plant all of the candy cane seeds. Can you see, Daddy? Poke it down. You got to poke it down in the sugar so we can't see it.
This is so fun.
Elena, tell Daddy what you're doing.
I poke one more.
You guys are getting sugar everywhere. Okay. And now, dust your hands over that. You can wash your hands in a second. Okay. Is it all covered?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. Just like planting in the garden, right? Okay. Now. Oh. Now. Okay, no more sugar everywhere. It's like we've got dandruff. Okay. Now, candy canes are super special because typically whenever you plant a seed in the garden, what do you need to grow seeds in the garden?
Water.
Water and sun, right?
Yes.
And it usually takes a little bit of time to grow, right?
Yeah.
Candy canes are amazing because they don't need sun, they don't need water, all they need is sugar and the dark. So if we put them in a dark place, okay, Mommy's gonna put them in a cupboard so it's really dark, no light gets to them. Overnight, when we wake up in the morning, we should have some amazing candy canes that we can then pluck out of the bowl and put on the Christmas tree.
And then we can eat the rest of the sugar.
No, then we're gonna throw the sugar away because all of your hands have been in the sugar.
Oh.
We might save it to try and grow a different flavor of candy canes later. Maybe some cinnamon candy canes or something. Yeah, I have some Altoids that we can use to grow some cinnamon candy canes. So these should taste really good like candy, okay? All right, so that's all we do. We've planted the candy canes. What are you doing? You're covering them. No, I'll put a towel over it and I'll put it in the cupboard. Okay? So tell your seeds goodnight and you'll see wonderful candy canes tomorrow.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Go wash your hands, brush your teeth. Okay, so what did we plant last night?
Candy cane.
Candy cane seeds. So mommy took because they had to grow in the dark, right? Yeah, what is that? You ready? You were asleep for this. Oh, okay. All right, just a second. Let mommy reach. Let me reach. Let's see if anything grew, okay? You need to sit down.
Oh my goodness.
It worked.
Why is there a wrapper around the candy cane?
Well, because, duh, why would you want to touch a sticky candy cane if you're not going to eat it? It's just part of the magic of growing candy canes, I guess. Oh, go ahead, pull one out at a time and go hang it on the tree. Oh, wow, hang it on the tree.
Can we eat?
Spread them all out.
Can we eat one, Mom?
No. Excuse me. Wow.
Eat it.
You want to get one? She's going to get one. Okay, go hang it on the tree. Go hang it on the tree with sisters. She's trying, girls. You guys are taking up all the space. Look at that. Hang it on the tree. Yay, baby. You do another one? Just one. Okay, go hang it on the tree. Hey, yeah. Uh-oh, it fell.
Can we eat
Sugar
one,
everywhere.
Mommy?
Oh, you know what happens to that one? That one goes to Daddy.
Daddy, eat it. Eat it. Eat it.
Well,
All right, hang it on the tree. Yay! Give me 5, guys. Yay! Edith's removing them from the tree to hang them up again. Are there still parts of the seeds in there? That's okay. Sometimes when you plant,
I've got an idea. Instead
hang it on the
of
tree, Edith.
using sugar, you could use to grow cinnamon candy canes. You can use brown sugar instead.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Okay, guys. Help Elena. Edith's pulling ornaments off the tree.
Megan, was our experiment a success
Cookie.
I don't know.
with the Tic Tacs?
Yes, I think we can call it that. Here.
Can we-
Wait, let me see it.
I want to eat one.
No, you can't eat one right now.
We
I must ask you a question.
Candy cane.
These are the best candy canes we've ever grown.
Wasn't that fantastic? It was so cute. They seriously loved it. It's a tradition that we've started that we're going to continue to do. And I especially loved how the baby, she's only 18 months old, but she thinks she can do everything her sisters can do, just went over and started putting the ornaments, or not the ornaments, the candy canes on the tree. And then when she saw Daddy eating one, she started her please, 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 and wanting the candy cane. But it was so much fun. So there's still plenty of time to try that with your kids. Give it a try. Let me know how it works. Or if you have some other cute thing that you do with your kids, shout it out below. Let me know. While I'm thinking about it, while you're typing your comments in, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss out on next week's podcast. So I just shared a whole bunch of cute stuff with you. Let me share some of the not so cute stuff that has happened this week that made me go, "Argh." So last week, while I was trying to upload my podcast onto YouTube, I thought the whole house was napping. My husband was beside me taking a nap in bed, and I was just like, oh, it's quiet. I think I'm going to take a nap. And then my tummy rumbled a little bit, and I thought, oh, okay, I need a little snack, and then I'll take a nap. So I go back to the kitchen, and I hear something in our back family room, and my two oldest children, who were supposed to be napping, decided that it was craft time. And they got out construction paper and scissors and glue. And there were little bits of paper all over my floor, which made me pretty unhappy because they're supposed to be napping and they're supposed to ask permission before they do those things. And then, while I'm getting on to them for that, my second child, who's 5, she's trying to get out of being in trouble for cutting up paper. She says, well, but Eva cut my hair. Y'all, my 7-year-old decided to give herself and her 5-year-old sister a haircut. That's bad enough. I lost my mind a little bit, but they're supposed to be flower girls in my sister's wedding this weekend. So, yay! So excited. I will confess that I did not want them to talk to me for the rest of the day. Daddy had to come in and handle the situation because Mama lost her cool a little bit. And I also did not take the kids to the hairdresser to fix the issue because there would have to be some serious chopping off of hair to try and fix the oldest girl's hair. Like, she gave herself bangs and some other stuff, but she has curly hair. So I've just decided we're going to just try and hide it that way. But I also want them to learn their lesson. And it's not that, oh, well, if you cut your own hair, then you get to have a fun trip to the hairdresser, because they really love our hairdresser. No, you just get to go around looking goofy for a while. And eventually it'll grow back out. That's because I don't have time to take them to the hairdresser right now. It's Christmas season. So anyway, that was fun. Yay! Super happy about that. And then, even after all of that, my 5-year-old, my darling 5-year-old, who was supposed to be taking a nap, I went on Saturday to teach a class on how to fix your knitting mistakes at the Village Yarnery. And that was lots of fun. I love teaching that class. And I came home and I was all excited because I got to, spend time with people and talk yarn and woo-hoo-hoo. And my 5-year-old drew on my laptop. I was like, what on earth? They're just going crazy. And I don't know what it is. And it's these things, like, they typically don't do stuff like this. I know some parents might be watching this and think, well, that's all your kids do? Like, my kids, paint the bathroom with toilet paper or poop or whatever. I don't know. My kids typically don't do the ridiculous crazy stuff, so whenever they do it, it's ridiculous crazy. Anyway, so it's been a rough week, and it's made me not want to give them Christmas presents, which, we don't do Santa Claus or anything like that. So it's not like we say, oh, well, Santa isn't gonna come. We just expect our kids to be good, and we give the presents to them so that they know that what they get comes from Mommy and Daddy working hard and sacrificing and things like that. But that's a whole nother thing. But I've gotten their presents, but I've not wanted to wrap them. And I might not wrap them until Christmas Eve because I want them to wonder, well, was Mommy really serious when she said she's going to send that present back to the Amazon store? So, yeah. This is not so much knitting podcast today as it is talking about my kids. But that's okay. So let me tell you some more about my kids. No, so before I finish the topic of my kids, I know it's Christmas, and let's see, today's December 12th, and there's still some time to do some shopping for your kids, and so I thought that I would give you a couple of ideas of fun things that I've found. Now, we only have 4 girls at this point. We have a little boy coming in March, but so it's just my kids. Most of the presents that I've gotten my kids this year are things that they're going to share. They actually only have like Christmas pajamas that's going to be to them individually because I'm trying to teach them to share. But the baby is only 18 months old, and so she can't necessarily play the things that her big sisters can play. I saw this on Amazon and I just absolutely had to get it. And it is a little unicorn. See, isn't it cute? Little unicorn. Watch this. The head comes off. And the legs. All of the legs come off. And you can just put things back in whatever configuration you think might work. This is called Animoodles is the brand name. You can find it on Amazon. This one is Iris the Unicorn. And they're little magnets. And I think it says not safe for kids under 3 years of age. I don't know why, unless your baby has monster teeth and is going to chew this open and eat the... But it is fantastic and adorable. And I already let... Edith is her name, is our baby's name. I already let her play with it just to see, because she'll forget before Christmas. And she went to grab the head, and I held onto the body, and she pulled it off, and she thought she broke it. But it's super cute. They have... I think a lion and a frog and a sloth. I checked on Amazon earlier this week because I almost ordered her another one and I was showing a friend. But it's really cute, really funny. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I also was trying to think of stocking stuffers for my kids, and they put whatever they get in their mouth. They just do, so I don't want to get them a lot of little toys that they put in their mouth. But they also love lotions and hand sanitizers and things like that. So I made a trip to our local Bath and Body store, and you know, they had tons of things on sale, and I had never thought about this, but I did whenever I went in there, and I got them. And these were all marked down for $1, and then there was an extra sale. So for the 3 older kids, you know, the little hand sanitizer holder things, but then just a ton of different hand sanitizer flavors. So I think they'll get like 2 each, and they'll just love that. They'll eat it up, and then when it's empty, I'll just take the hand sanitizer that we have in the house and put back in there. I also got them lotion because they're always taking my lotion, so just... Pretty much it was like the store is closing for the day, go through and smell whatever smells good and stick it in the bag. But I don't even know what... Oh, this smells pretty good. It's magic in the air. Everybody has a different smell that they like. So I got them lotion, and then I also got a little body spray for them to all share. This will be great. They will eat this up whenever they open up their stocking. And actually... Lazy parent confession. Our stockings are still in our attic. Like, we don't even have the skirt, under the Christmas tree. Excuse me again. I'm so sorry. This baby and the hiccups and the we may not get those things down. My plan is, if we don't get up in the attic and get them down, then they will get a gift bag as their stocking this year. And they'll be completely fine with that. Anyway, this is really cool. Okay, y'all. The kids ate this up whenever we went into Bath and Body Works. They have this Shimmer Fizz body lotion, and they have it in several different flavors. This is Vanilla Bean Noel. And I'm all about shopping small and shopping local, but hey, if there's a good store, then, you know, I'm not going to turn down Bath and Body Works, Starbucks, whatever. This is Shimmer Fizz body lotion, and what you do, and I'm going to try and hold my hand up so you guys can hear that. So you just pour it in, and then you close it. You hear that crackle? It feels like Pop Rocks in your hand. You hear that crackling? And that's what it's... And then it turns into lotion, and you just rub it in. It's like... amazing. And then there's sparkles. I don't know if you can see any of the sparkles or glitter. There is, trust me. And my hand's not super greasy after doing it, which is really nice too. So anyway, if you want something cool, they have these on sale at the store too, and they're special sales. So that was cool. Let's see. Oh, I also, since we're on the topic of Bath and Body Works, I got a couple different lotions or whatever, but their candles smell really good. And my husband really likes masculine scented candles, and I do too. Yes, I know this is burning right now, but this is mahogany teakwood, high intensity. I don't know if you can see that or not. Guys, this smells amazing. It smells like really good cologne. So I burn this in our room so then it doesn't smell so funky. Oh my gosh, guys, I totally forgot to share. I am wearing something that I knit, and I meant to share this earlier in the episode, but it's so warm that I just went with socks. So let me see if I can do some pregnancy yoga here. And see that? Christmas socks. They've been in shoes, so good thing you don't have smell-o-vision. No, these socks are made, the pattern is Hermione's. That's how you say your name. Hermione's Everyday Socks on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. And I knit them in Cascade self-striping socks. This colorway is discontinued because they discontinue their colorways. You know, they only dye so many of them. But this was their Christmas colorway for last year. And I was lucky enough to get it, and so I made these socks, and yay, they're great. Okay, what else do I want to show you? That's pretty much it. Okay, one more idea for a Christmas gift is the Wonders of Wildlife Museum here in Springfield, Missouri is fantastic. It is kind of pricey, so if you can go with somebody that has like a pass or something like that, a free pass, that's something that I recommend you do. But my husband and I have been saving up, and we are planning on getting our children a family pass, which will be really great because that means that the kids and I can just pop down the street and go up to Bass Pro on days that they're just really crazy, or we need to get out of the house, or if we're doing a certain study on, you know, Native Americans, or art, because they've got a lot of art in there, or any animal or anything like that. My kids are really into nature and everything like that, and so that is going to be our big present to our kids, actually to our whole family, because my husband's never even actually been, and I'm very, very excited about that, because if this winter is even half as long as last winter was, I'm going to go insane. And I need to have a warm, fun, interesting, safe place that I can take the kids, and that museum fits the bill, so I'm very excited about that. Okay. Let's see. Things I've been doing this week. I've been watching a lot of The Office as I've been knitting. I've been eating a lot of Hickory Farms candies, which we have this in our mall. We always get the brochures and stuff in the mail, but they were having a sale. Again, the sales. I'm a sucker for the sales, especially when the kids are with me, because then I'm like, oh, it's a treat. And I have been sharing these with my kids. But some good options if you've never tried Hickory Farms. They're really good candies. But they have peppermint snow mints. These are very good. As well as these mini melt-aways. They're like little different colors. They're like wonderful flavored chocolate chips. I don't know if that's focusing. I think it's focusing on me. I don't know. Those are very good. I don't know how to say this. The nonpareils, whatever. These are very good as well. And then something that I had not tried again, or tried before, are their brownie bites. It's chocolate covered bits of brownie. The baby loves these. So much so that she ripped the package down, so we have to store it in a Ziploc bag. So I've been doing that, watching The Office, knitting. One more thing before we get to knitting, just in case you need a quick gift idea, and if you're like me and you love the Pioneer Woman, There, when I was doing some shopping online, Walmart.com had it. I'm sure they actually probably sell them in store. But they have tumblers. Everybody loves tumblers. But they had a set of 3. And I've already actually gifted one to someone. So I've kept these 2 in a package in case I need to get them. Or in case they need to go to me. But there are 3 different designs. And these are really great. They're double-walled, vacuum insulated stainless steel, keeps liquids cold for 18 hours with ice, 12 hours without ice, keeps liquid hot for 8 hours. There isn't a little closure on the lid, so you have to be careful, but I'm a sucker for Pioneer Woman. I love Pioneer Woman stuff, and so I was really excited to see those. It was a really, really good price for 3 tumblers with cool design. Okay, so that is all of the non-knitting stuff that I have to show you. Let me find my finished object here. I had something else. Okay, well, I misplaced something, but guys, pregnancy insomnia has really started to hit me lately, so that's been fun. And when I've been laying in bed trying to go to sleep, my brain has also been dreaming up actual knitting designs and colorwork objects and things like that. So I've started even keeping a notebook beside my bed so that I can keep track of this stuff. Yay! So who knows what this new year is going to show as far as patterns and things like that I've designed. And it's going to be interesting. I'm finally going to show you the knitting stuff, and you guys have watched almost 30 minutes of non-knitting stuff. I said that this is a podcast about a lot of things. So, finished object for this week, I only have one, and it is a pair of mittens that I am using for a gift. This is the Lightning Fast Mittens by Hill Vintage and Knits, and you can just search for Lightning Fast Mittens. I can't talk. Lightning Fast Mittens on Ravelry. They are super plump and squishy and just fantastic. No cold is going to get through them. These are knit, and the pattern calls for them to be knit in the Malabrigo Rasta. I believe this colorway is Sherry. That's what I misplaced, was the rest of my skein in the tag. Super, super duper fast knit. Seriously, I knit... if I would have continuously knit, I would have been done with the second mitten all yesterday afternoon, start to finish. But I got bored and moved to another project, so I quickly finished it this morning. So this person who gets these is going to be very excited about this, I hope. And I plan on actually getting another skein of the Rasta later this week and knitting up another pair for a friend. So they're going to be excited too, I hope. If not, I'll keep it, right? Okay, so whips. I have made a little bit of progress on my Bobble Edge Cowl by Joji Locatelli. I shared this with you last week, so this is knit up in a very vintage Christmas colorway by the Blackberry Ridge. I've knit, I think, 3 repeats of this since last week. It doesn't look like much, but it is growing. This is not a difficult knit. It really isn't, and it's rather enjoyable. It's just not something that I can do without thinking about. I have to keep the pattern next to me and mark off the repeats and such so I don't lose track because of the bobbles on the side. If I did it without the bobbles, I think I could be flying right through it. But because I have to do the bobbles ever so many rows, it's not something that I can do when I'm easily distracted or will have to get up and down, chase after kids or things like that. So I made a little bit of progress. I'm really hoping to knock it out within the next couple weeks because I want it done. I want to be able to wear it for Christmas. The next thing that I have been working on this weekend, I have a million different whips or works in progress, if you don't know what that is. I have a million different ones, but I'm just showing you what I've been working on this week. This is a cardigan that I have been working on with my friend Betsy, who I this year taught her to knit. We have play dates every Monday. She comes over and she and I chill out and knit, and her kids and my kids play. And she wanted to knit a sweater or a cardigan for her baby. And our kids, our babies are just a couple months apart. So I was going to do it with her. We bought this kit off of Crazies. The pattern is the Baby Bell Cardigan by Becca Knits. B-E-K-A-H Knits. The Baby Bell Cardigan. And if you look up Baby Bell Cardigan on Ravelry, you'll find it. At first glance, when you look at this pattern, you think, oh my gosh, like, wow, that's intense. But it is so well written and guides you through each step of it that even if you've never knit anything like this, if you take it and you read the pattern and you look step by step, you can do it. So it is a cute little cardigan, and we may or may not have this knit by the end of the year. We had several weeks over the past month where my kids have been sick or her kids have been sick, and so it's just, we're just kind of doing our own little knit along. But we bought this kit off of Crazies.com, which is very handy, and I actually have quite a few kits off of Crazies that really gave me the confidence to, now I feel more confident in actually choosing my own colors and things like that. But it's a good starting space, and you can always get deals and stuff. So it's this cute little cardigan. It has a linen stitch button band, and the bottom is linen stitch as well. I'm on the sleeve, decreasing on the sleeve right now. Let's see, the construction, it's a top-down raglan construction, and the pattern actually even, it's put great forethought into, so you're knitting it flat, side to side, and the, just the gauge, that's the word I'm looking for, the gauge for stockinette versus your linen stitch is different. The linen stitch rows are actually shorter than the stockinette rows. So the pattern writer was very kind, and we aren't having to pick up stitches for the button band as we go. You actually knit into it, but every so many rows she has you do some short rows just for the button band part, so that you're actually gaining the extra length that you need so that your linen stitch button band and your stockinette body match up. So that is fantastic. I really don't have any complaints about this. We are using the yarn we're using is Cloud Worn Fibers in Pima Cotton. This is a DK weight yarn. The Pima Cotton is 100% Pima Cotton. So it's a nice soft yarn, but it is a cotton yarn, and that's very nice considering we're going to put it on our kids, and who knows what they're going to get on it. And so it'll just be nice to, I will probably still hand wash mine, but if for some reason it ends up in the washing machine, I'm not going to cry about it too much. Feels very, very soft. If I were to, and this pattern is not bad, so I may consider knitting this up again. I'll probably choose a wool yarn or something like that and see just how it turns out. I have noticed that cotton yarn is a lot less forgiving as far as if there's any gauge difference between your knit side and your purl side or anything like that. So that's just something to be mindful of. But this has been a pretty easy knit, and if we were consistent and monogamous with it, it probably would go a lot faster. So been working on that. My goal normally would be to have both of the sleeves knit up by the next time we meet next Monday, but I've got a lot going on this weekend, so that's probably not going to happen. The next final whip that I have that I've been working on this week, if you remember last week, pause for a sip. Last week I was working on some socks, and if you look at these you'll think, whoa, those are the same socks that you were working on last week. Wrong. I had knit up to about 1 inch from putting the cuff on. These socks, this is made out of Cloudborne Merino Superwash Sock Twist in the color Caribbean. That's the contrasting toe and heel. And then it's a Knit Picks Felici 75-25 blend called Steamer Trunk is the striped section here. I had almost had it completed, but I wasn't happy with the heel. It did not fit in the right place, and I thought, well, I could just continue on. And then I decided, nope, I want to do it right. I want to have an accurate heel. I want to be able to knit a toe-up sock and be happy with the heel. I'm pretty happy with my cuff down socks heeled, but I want to be able to knit it up. So I spent a lot of time this week researching sock heels and designs and figuring it out. And I decided that I would try the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So I did a lot of research on it, and then Friday I frogged it, and I've started again, and now I am, well, I could stop at any time, but I want to use as much of my skein as possible because I have a second skein of the Knit Picks color that I will use. So if you've not heard of the Fish Lips Kiss heel, it is on Ravelry, and it is an ebook that you can get for $1, and it's by the Sock Therapist on Ravelry, S-O-C-K Therapist, and it's the Fish Lips Kiss heel. That's a weird name, or the FLK heel. And the reason why she called it that is because if you look at the heel, the sides kind of suck in a little bit, like a kid does whenever they do the fishy lips. Like that. That's how it kind of looks when you... So, there are a lot of different heels out there, and I'm just going to say that if you're really curious about this, please go. It's well worth the $1 to buy the ebook. It's not a, it's more of a recipe than it is an exact pattern. But the I'm just going to call it the FLK heel from now. The FLK heel is a short row heel, but she's doing it, it's a different stitch. I've never done a stitch like this before. Incredibly easy once you have done it. She has videos that will show you how to do it. There's she'll give you the website in that ebook where you can find the videos. And it allows you to get a good heel without the gaps on the side of the heel. It fits really, really well. And it's a heel that you can use for both a toe up or a top down sock. She tells you how to make the adjustments for both in the book. She also tells you how to measure your foot on a piece of cardboard and use this as a template. And so once I am sure, like when I finish this sock and I finish its mate, and I'm sure that I can do that, I'm going to be making these for the other people that I will maybe knit socks for. Like my husband probably to start out with, because then I never have to say, oh, let me measure your foot or whatever. I can just pull out that cardboard template and go. I'm very, very pleased with it, with how well I actually did the whole heel in one evening. I started while I was at Starbucks waiting to do a discipleship with a young lady, and finished it when I got home, and I was very excited, and it fits. So Fish Lips Kiss, or FLK heel by the Sock Therapist, look it up. It may change your life, and I'm very excited to have found it, considering, and if you didn't watch last week's podcast, you don't know this, I am going to do a knit along next year. It's going to be a 12-month long knit along, but I have a Knit Picks book that has 12 sock patterns, one for each month. I'm going to do one of those sock patterns each month, and I encourage people, whether you choose that book to get, that you want to do it with me, great. If not, you're just going to choose a new to you sock pattern and do it each month. And it's just going to be a fun way to expand my sock drawer, but also just refine my sock knitting technique. And you can never have too many socks, really. really. And I have just a few pairs of hand knit socks now, and even if they don't fit well, I choose to wear them over my store-bought socks. So those are the 3 things that I am working or have worked on this week. And we'll see where I get next week. This Friday, my youngest sister is getting married. So we have rehearsal dinner tomorrow night, and then the wedding on Friday, and then family Christmas on Saturday. So, I mean, I'll be probably knitting at all of those things other than the actual wedding. Because, you know, I am cool enough to knit at a wedding, but I will probably dance instead. I don't know. Random. I need a nap, y'all. Okay, so I did have some new yarn to show you guys this week, but it's actually more like the post office has my new yarn to show you. So you'll just have to wait until next week for me to show you the yarn. I have some yarn that I am getting from Savvy Skeins. I follow them on Instagram, and they were having a sale. I don't remember what the sale was now, but it was a really good price on their mystery skeins of yarn. So I thought, well, that'll be fun. And then the Blackberry Ridge, Ashley from the Blackberry Ridge had some, I'm not sure if I got any of her new colorways or not, because I've slept since I ordered a couple days ago, but she did have a new bulky yarn base that she was getting, and so I thought, oh, I need a really colorful hat, so I'm very excited about getting that. Could turn it into mittens, but honestly I probably would wear a hat more, so I'll be showing you guys that. I did get some new patterns on Ravelry, and I will try and pop up a picture of what these patterns are. If I can figure that out, I'm going to tell you what they are right now, but I'll try and post a picture on this video of what they are. Can't promise that it's going to work. So if it works, yay! If it doesn't, sorry. But Andrea Mowry, also known as Dree Ray Knits, I think. Andrea Mowry. You can find her on Ravelry. She's very popular. She makes amazing things, especially brioche knitting is just amazing. And if you've never done any brioche knitting, she has lots of patterns that are good starter patterns. But she came out with her Plumpy shawl. It's a garter stitch and brioche shawl. 4 different colors in there, and it is just gorgeous. And I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, I really want to knit that. And she was having the pattern on sale, and so I got the pattern. So hopefully I will just find some yarn that screams at me that it's meant to be for that shawl, and I'll knit that up this year. Excuse me. Also, Hunter Hammerson, I follow him on Instagram. Okay, if you haven't picked up on this theme, Instagram steals my money, because I see things on there that I think, I've got to have, especially yarny things. But he has lots of like sock patterns and hat patterns and all sorts of patterns, but he's been offering specials on certain of his patterns throughout this month, and he had the Penchant, P-E-N-C-H-A-N-T, the Penchant hat pattern up, and he was offering a special on that. And it's actually, the way that the pattern is written, you can choose which way you want to make the hat. So it's one pattern, but you can get 2 hats out of it. And I thought, yay, that's like 2 for the price of 1. So I purchased that with his special Christmas discount. And then also, I watched The Grocery Girls, and I love The Grocery Girls. They're so funny, and I feel like that we could just hang out and be completely happy. But they live in Canada. So maybe the next time they're in Springfield. Can't say I'm ever going to get to Canada. I would like to someday, but that's neither here nor there. The Grocery Girls has an awesome podcast, and Tracy was sharing about sock fent, and she's actually participating in this, and I follow her on Instagram, and so she was sharing this, and so I thought, well, yes, I need some new sock patterns too, because you know, you can never have enough patterns to choose from. So sock fent, and you can follow Tracy on Instagram. She's just Tracy, and she's been posting lots of this stuff on her story. But it's something special that they're doing from December 12th through the 24th. A new pattern from a new designer is going to be posted each day, and you have just 24 hours to buy that sock pattern, like the day that it's posted. You have 24 hours to buy that sock pattern. There's a coupon code that you can use. SockFint18 is the coupon code. You get a really good discount on the price of the socks. And it's just, I was like, well, I don't know if I really need any socks. Well, today was the first day, and I saw the pattern, and it was amazing. The pattern is called Hermione and Crookshanks by Sandra C. And it is just a beautiful, beautiful sock. I can't, guys, I'm looking at pictures of it right now. It's got, you know, your pretty little ribbing, and then it has color work cats on it. Like the most beautiful color work cats that I've ever seen. And then it goes into a simple stockinette stitch sock. So I was very excited about that. I will probably be participating in the rest of SockVent because, you know, I've tried to design a few things, and I know it's challenging, so actually to design something and put it out there, and then to even offer it as a discount when you put all that hard work into it, I thought that's really, really cool. So those are just some things that you guys can look up, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today. There was a lot of stuff, not so much a whole lot of knitting stuff, but you know what? That's the way life goes sometimes. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about me, because, you know, what I have to say, everybody needs to hear, right? No, but really, y'all, thank you so much for your support and all of your kind words about the podcast. I really am having a lot of fun. This is very therapeutic for me. And I love to be able to share the blessings in my life. And you guys are a blessing. So thank you very much. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.